everybody, it's Pam from Nana's Crafting Cottage, back with you again for another start of another project. I am still working on the paper bag journal, and the video after this will be going back to that, but I wanted to show you what I've done so far, and we'll do some together on the Easter board book journal. So I am using I shrunk these down to two to a page. Two to a page, I think. And these are this is a kit from Paperomia on Ko-fi, and I just thought I'd show you the images. So pretty. Very vintagey, but colorful, just the right balance of everything, I'd say. Such pretty images. It's not a huge kit, but I love the images that they have come up with. The little girl. That happy little guy. And then I'm going to use her on the front. I thought she was really cute. And she will be going on a doily like this. Okay? So, anyway, I have also shrunken down the ephemera that they made for it, the little pockets and so forth, and it's a good size for what this will be. So if I have to not do that and just print them out regular, then I will, but I think these will be perfect for the size that this is. So the board book started out like this. This is the board book, and I've taken off the back 4 pages, and then I did this to each page. I put Amazon packaging paper, and I left this on purpose to show you the different stages that I'm going through on this. And then I gessoed it, just haphazardly, kind of dry brush, no specific, not coating it completely. Went to that, and then on these other pages I put tissue paper, and I like how the gesso shows through it, so I put that for the cover. There's another one for the back, and in between the pages are going to be this tissue paper on all of them, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do on top of that. So when we get there, when we get to that point. Okay, so what I wanted to do with you guys was the gessoing on this one side. The other side is done, and then I was playing around with my mica stains. I have never used them. In fact, I had forgotten I never took the seals off of them. I was trying to open one the other day. I was like, what's going on? Well, yeah, I've not used them. Duh. So I'm going to use this color, which is the Sugary Gumdrop Distressed Mica Stain, and I'm going to use this green. I was going to use this Phantom Mist, but it was just way too light. Just a real pale gray, super pale. And I'm going to use Holly Branch. Now, I was kind of playing around with the colors the other day, and that's kind of how they came out. The pink one is really light, but it was just enough in the green. And then I gessoed and sprayed over it. I don't know if you can even see it. And then sprayed water on it, and it oxidized in areas. So I thought, oh, okay, I can do that. So, I don't think, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing. I don't know. I don't know. Things change all the time, as you probably know as a junk journaler. Things change all the time. You can plan one thing and go, oh, nope, I'm changing my mind. So let's get going here. And I just real lightly, not real heavy, paint or gesso on there. You can do this with acrylic paint too. You don't have to have gesso. It's just to give a background. And like I said, I really like how it shows through the tissue paper that I'm using on this project. I had some napkin out, but I just did not like the coloring with the digitals. So I changed my mind. They were just way too bold, and the tissue that I found here was absolutely perfect for these digitals. I mean, they're vintage looking, so I was really happy about that. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. The other side is already done. Okay, now we're going to take one of these. This is the back of the front page. Let me put this away before it gets angry with me. Speaking of angry, my girls are very angry with me this morning. Like I can do anything about it. It's pouring out. It's windy off and on. Yeah, when I got out there, they were like, why did you come out sooner? Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so I need to move some things here. I've got scads of stuff on my desk, and I need to move these items if I'm not going to use them. Okay, there we go. All right, this is going to be glued down on there, so I need to get my little scraper here. Okay, so I've just been using my glue stick, and I hit the edges real good. Those seem to be the hardest things to get. And I can see by the light where I'm missing the glue. So I'm just going to glue it real good. So how is everybody? Like I said, it's very rainy today, and chilly and windy. And it's supposed to be like that for the next few days, I guess. So, yep. It's still playing around with us. Okay, almost done here. I just want to make sure that I hit everything with the glue, because you can't go back in once you put it down. So you got to be sure that you are done. Okay. And then I just lay it down. Let's see, there's some extra glue there. Okay, just lay it down. There. Get the extra glue off. Okay, and then turn it over. smooth it out. Very easy. And you can do this with your napkins too. But I happened to see this polka dot and I thought, oh, that is so vintage. And I am going to use some of this in my paper bag journal too. I was kind of saving it for projects like that. And yeah. Okay, so there we are. We got that glued down as best as we can. Get it smoothed out good. There's going to be some wrinkles and that, which is fine. I'm not unhappy with wrinkles at all. So, yeah, let it wrinkle. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to dry with the other piece. And then what I wanted to do, I've distressed the edges with the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, but I wanted to, let me move that. I wanted to play with the mica stains and put some color around the edges of these pages, just mainly around the edges. And I have a brush that I was playing with that seemed to work good. I need to get this to shook up real good. See, is that pretty? It's such a pretty color. And there's a lot of green in here. There's blues and pinks and greens, but I thought this one is really pretty. And you can really see the mica in there. And you do want to clean your nozzle each and every time, because see, there's a lot of residue on there. This is a wet paper towel, and you don't want to leave them because they will clog. Okay, add a little bit of water. Take my brush and just kind of pull it through and just kind of brush it around. And a lot of the pages are going to be, or most of the pages are going to be covered anyway, but I wanted to get some kind of color in here. So I thought, well, why not try this? At least on the edges. Bring it around on the inside of the corners there. Around there. Just kind of playing with it. Okay. And then I want to sprinkle some water on. And it kind of acts like your Distress Oxide inks, in that it kind of oxidizes. So yeah, and take the blobs off. And it comes out with like a shadow of color in that. And I'm going to dry it. At least get a start on the drying process, but you can see the shine on it. So yeah, I wanted to come out and in the next video will be the paper bag journal again, a page on that I have planned. But after that, I will be doing the tab binding on this because I will have done the rest of the pages. I'll do those without you guys since you know what I'm doing on them now. I'm going to do the rest of them on my own. But yeah, so you get a shine there. And then if you get, some of your, you can put lace on here or whatever, but, you have your little digitals, and you can put a pocket here or something, and it just kind of, yeah, livens them up, I think. Something like that. So yeah, there's that side, and I'm going to leave that aside to dry. With everything else, now on the on this tissue, when it is dry, in fact, I think I'll help it along a little bit so I can show you. When it is dry, I just sand the edges down. I just sand it. I don't try and cut it. I don't try and just tear it. Now, when I did the packaging, I did tear the edge, and I let it dry really, really good, and I did do that with glue stick as well. But I just held it down. I just held it down and just tore it. And you see you have a little bit of a rough edge around there, which is fine. That's okay. I just didn't want a great big one, and I didn't want a big one for the side that will be tab bound, because the straight side is the tab binding side. So yeah, so that is the front, and this is the piece that will be the back. So I thought these two pieces would do well, and then do this color in between, doing the pinks and the greens for coloring them, as well as the distress ink, the vintage photo rather. Yeah, so that is what I'm doing on this. And this is a board book that I found when hubby and I went to the Restore store, Habitat for Humanity. And we went the other day again, and I did find one item that I could use in my junk journaling, but there was nothing else new there. But I made out the time before that, so did my husband, so I think we are okay. Okay, so I just take my sander. You can use this. You can use just a regular piece of sanding paper. Just nothing real super coarse. And I need to move that because that is just glaring right in your face. Right in the face. There, that's better. Okay, so I just go along the edge here and just take it off as it comes down. You gotta let it dry really, really good. And this is pretty much dry, giving it some help. But yeah, it just comes off super easy when you use the sanding method. And it's a lot easier than trying to get scissors in there to cut, because you can't get close enough. There's just no way you can. I've tried. And it's more of a job than what I'm willing to do. Well, there you have it. Yeah, this morning I washed bed sheets and made a pineapple cake. Took care of the girls, which, again, by the way, they were not happy. I left the door on the run open because I can cover it. But the coop door, I didn't want them out a whole lot because it's so nasty out there. Not that they would really go out, but a worried chickie mama. And they were 5.5. They turned 5.5 last weekend. 5.5. They're still buzzing around. They don't lay like they used to, because with age they don't. But that's okay. They're my babies. I don't care. I'm don't care. They're my babies. They've always been my pets. It's not been a priority to have eggs, although their eggs are amazing. Okay, so I've got that done. Now I can show you what I did before. Get rid of it. Okay, now what I did was I inked it around the edges with the, I got such a mess on my desk, with the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. I just inked it around. I inked it around the edges, and then I brushed it around on the body of the page with a brush. And if it gets dark here and there, that's fine. I had re-inked my pad, so that's why it's getting some blobs here and there, which I don't mind, because it's going to have some mica stain on it anyway, so I'm not unhappy. Okay, and then with my brush, I just went ahead and brushed around here, and I just super brushed wherever it blobs, because it's going to do that, being a fresh inked pad, but a lot of it will be covered, which is fine, and I really don't mind it. And see how the gesso shows up underneath it too. I really like that. Adds to the vintage flair. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do some more green all around here. That. I'm not off camera. Okay. It's just a lot of fun to just play with this stuff. I was kind of, like I said, I showed you I was messing around the other day trying to figure out something different to do in this one. And yeah. Okay, so that, and then and it kind of speckles it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so you can kind of see it speckles it. I really like that. And then I just go around and dab up the excess. There. Okay, and then I'll dry it. Just the way dry. I like the different effects that the colors are doing. The inks. Oh no. Okay, so we're done with that one. So I am going to continue with these pages, and I'm going to be back with you, and all the pages will be done by then. And then I will be going back to the paper bag journal this next video. I thought, well, I'll just kind of break it up between the two, and yeah, show you what I've been up to. I haven't decided if I want to do anything except inking around the front and back pages. What do you think? I'm thinking I'm just going to ink with the Vintage Photo around it, because the gesso and all that shows through, and it already looks vintage anyway. And did I ink these? I may have inked them. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't think I did. I don't think I have yet. So I'll go ahead and ink them. And that will be our that will be our front and back. Let's see. Where's the pointy edge? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, here's the front and back. Like that. And I'll go ahead and ink those with Vintage Photo, and then the rest of the pages will have either the sugar gumdrop or the holly branch mica stain around the edges. So hopefully you will join me for this particular project. I've been wanting to try it for the longest time, since I saw it on where's my mouse? Oh man, I keep losing things. On Crafty Cat. Ugh, I'm not even thinking. So on Crafty Cat, I saw her do a winter one with a board book, and ever since then I've been wanting to try it. So anyway, I will see you guys next round, and we will be working on the paper bag journal. But I wanted to show you about getting started on this. Okay guys, I've rambled on enough. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.